welcome to Unexplained Possibilities Podcast. I'm your host, Melvin the Crimson Taurus, and sorry, you guys, for my microphone. I am in a different location right now, and I know it's all wacky, but live and let live, or is it live and let die? I don't know, but it doesn't matter because guess what, guys? I am here with a very special guest, someone who has been around the paranormal community, the occult community. You've seen her on Two Pondering Pagans in the chat and hanging out with Adius and so on and so forth. It is the lovely and, of course, the one and only Paranormal Witch.
Hello guys, how you doing?
So this is your first time on something like this, right?
Yes, this is my first time in this kind of interview. I mean, I wasn't a paranormal podcast before, like 5 years ago, but this is my first time like in a occult interview.
Yeah, I got you. Nervous?
Yes, it's kicking in.
That's okay. You know, what helps me is, and this is something I always do, I usually play a video game and I have a bite before I go live every single time.
Well, I just had a Diet Coke and that's it.
A Diet Coke. You see, I'm not a fan of Diet Coke.
Well, I have to have it because I'm diabetic, so
Oh,
like
okay. Well, no,
I have to keep, my sugar level. But yeah.
yeah, that's the purpose for you. So that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I think, well, of course, everyone knows my drink of choice is lemonade, but
Yeah, your favorite.
I do like carbonated water. Like, I love sparkling water. That's something that I will go gaga over. And when it comes to soda itself, I like Fanta, or is it Fanta? I don't know. What? Say that again.
Fanta in Spanish is Fanta. Like
Fanta.
Fanta. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. I like fruit flavors, citrusy things. So that's what I go to. I usually don't go for the Coke, although Coke is better than Pepsi. Yes, I said it. Coke is better than Pepsi and all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, whatever. Blah blah blah. Yaggity smackety.
I like Fanta from DR, Dominican Republic better because it's not that sweet as the States.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I think because I want to say Coke owns Fanta. I'm not 100% on that, but I think they own Fanta, and they, for the longest while, they weren't using the original formula. And now, and this is in Coke as well, they finally went back to sugarcane. So it shouldn't be as sweet, and it should have that right taste.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it. For the longest, I don't know why. I mean, it was better before, but like now, it was a little like stronger. They didn't like the taste of it, but I always like going to the DR to get the Fanta over there because it's better. It's tropical. It's refreshing, and you don't have to drink a lot. You get full.
Yeah, so that's usually how it goes. They always change something that's good, probably to save money somewhere. Freaking imbeciles.
Plus, it's cheaper over there to get a Fanta. It's like $1, like 1 peso.
See, I can dig that. I haven't had one in like 2 years, maybe.
Two
So,
years? Oh, you need to go back. You need to go back.
so maybe right now I'll stick to the lemonade and sparkling water.
It's healthier. I get it. It's healthier.
Depending. But okay, so let's get into this Paranormal Witch. Like, what's up with your name? Because that's an interesting
Oh
thing.
wow.
That's the
Okay.
first thing that people are going to come across. So what's going on with your name here?
Well, paranormal. The paranormal part, I always done like paranormal investigations by myself, like abandoned places, retirement homes, and the paranormal always sticks. The witchy part, I always study Wicca for the longest. That's all I always done. And I put those two together and I said, well, let me call myself Paranormal Witch. so it got stuck.
Oh, okay. And that's something I did not know about you. I didn't know you investigated haunted locations.
Yeah, my first haunted location was in Ohio. It was like a small little cemetery close to my cousin's um, apartment complex, and you could just go there. And I just did a little small investigation by myself because I didn't have no boyfriend or anything like that, or my family could have gone with me, so I just go by myself.
Oh, all right. Ooh, I hear some of that sass in you too. Like, I'm going by myself. I don't care. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, I always been like that. I mean, I always been by myself since I was a kid, so I'm used to doing stuff like by myself, like location. But now that I have kids, I just stopped doing it for some reason because I'm always focused on them. So maybe one day I'll go back.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was that experience like the first time you went investigating?
Well, like I said before, I didn't believe like in spirits that much at first. But I said to myself, let me see the unknown. So I went there, and sometimes you don't get anything, but sometimes you do. It depends on the location, the energy, and sometimes I feel like you shouldn't like energy. You should not go there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it depends on the location. Like if you go to a cemetery, like I did, sometimes you hear noises here and there. Sometimes you just feel energy, but after that, you get used to it.
You get used to it. So, but how do you discern from something that might be pretending to be nice versus something that actually is nice when you are or when you were investigating?
To be honest, I wouldn't know. I just go with my instinct. Like if I go to a location by myself, I do research first on that location and then the history first too. I wouldn't know if they have bad spirits or good spirits. When you just get there, that's when you feel the energy shifting, and like you could tell, like, oh, there's something here that doesn't want me. And then I'll do EVP. Sometimes I do take pictures. And that's it. Like I do the simplest thing because money is tight, you know.
Hmm. Well, that's the thing too, though. Sometimes simple is best. There is such a thing as too much technology.
Yeah, that's true. Like I just go with simple things because I don't want to do the whole technology thing because sometimes technology is not the best. I mean, it helps, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
I just go with my intuition.
So years ago, I spoke to a paranormal investigator. Her name is Nikki Para Unnormal, and a really cool chick. And one of her techniques that she did for investigating was baby powder. What she would do was she would put baby powder on like certain entrances or whatever just to see if it would move, if there was a handprint that would show up or just something like that. I thought that was so cool. Just something so simple, baby powder.
Yeah, the baby powder, I tried it in San Antonio. There's like a little small road where they believe that school buses got stuck in a railroad track and like a lot of kids died there. So when you put the car in neutral, you will feel like the car is moving. So me and a friend of mine, we got out of the car, put baby powder like behind the back of the car,
Hmm.
and we got inside and put in neutral. And you could see like from the pictures, there were like kids' fingerprints on them, and that
Well,
actually does work. I do believe that.
well, that's freaky.
So it is freaky because like the car is actually moving. Like it's in neutral. You're not putting the brakes or anything. It actually is moving, and that's I really confirmed that because we were not that far from where the kids died. But when you put it on the railroad tracks, the car actually does move, and that was like the most freakiest stuff. Like I was like, wow.
And this was in Texas. I want to say I saw something like that on Ghost Adventures. If it was in
Yeah, it was
Texas.
in San Antonio, Texas. I can't remember the name of the street, but we were close. Like we were there. And that wasn't right after Zach Megan put it on TV, like, that was right after,
Yeah, and
and we went there because my friend lived in that little area, and she wanted to try it out. So I said, "Oh, yeah, let's go." We did, and we tried the method. It actually is true.
Yeah, and the street itself, it's flat. It's not on the slope or anything.
Yes, yes,
That is wild. And
yeah.
you
That was
seen,
like my first, not first, but that's like the wildest experience that I have. Yes, I had people, spirits touch me and poke me and then like like put their hand on my face, but it doesn't feel threatening. The only time I feel threatening is when they don't really want you there.
hmm yeah, that's pretty awesome. And the handprint showing up in the baby powder, that's wow. That
Yeah,
that
that was creepy. Like it's like a lot of fingerprints, even on the window. That was like really, really creepy as fuck.
I mean, yeah, how can it not be? I would just no, I wouldn't do this. See, this is why I will never investigate or anything. I'm too much of a coward. I don't need to deal with that. I believe it. I don't need to deal with it. You
Well, like with me, uh, it wasn't planned. Like the whole paranormal thing wasn't planned, but I always been interested. Like I was in the point obsessed with it because
Mhm.
I would buy books and stuff and read and do actual research every single day of different locations. And it just happened. Like people didn't want to go with me because half of the people that I met were Catholic or Christian, and they don't believe in going to those kind of places. So I said, "Screw it, I'm going by myself."
Yeah. Now, just out of curiosity, do you have any religious beliefs?
Like I said, I've been doing Wicca for so long, but my family are Catholic. They're basic beyond Catholic, and half of my other family are Holy Witnesses, and they take their religion very seriously. Like they're very superstitious. So talking about the occult or anything like that is like a taboo. Like you're not allowed to talk about it. For example, I'm gonna make an example. When I was younger, I always had like a fascination, like to know who Lucifer was. And one day, my dad saw me write Lucifer's name on the computer, and he got really pissed.
Hmm.
So ever since then, I stopped like doing that. But I always felt kind of empty because I always wanted to know who Lucifer was, like the connection, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was forbidden to even talk about his name. So they would take me to the church every Sunday. And then when I was 14, they just stopped taking me because I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to church. It doesn't fit me. It doesn't resonate with me. I can't even ask questions about Lucifer when they said it was in the Bible. It was not in the Bible. Lucifer only was mentioned once. And after that, it's just Wicca always stuck with me. That's the first actual spiritual practice that I learned and I'm still doing.
Yeah, Wicca is very interesting because that's usually, I say usually, but I probably shouldn't, but it's one of those first steps that open the door for a lot of people, which I think it's really cool. I don't necessarily agree with everything in Wicca, but
Oh, me too. That was what me and a book and Mystic Salon were talking about. Before the Wiccan third rule law kind of fit, you know, because I was single and I was doing the whole practice. But now the three law doesn't reply to me because I have children. So, for example, if someone was going to harm my children, and I was telling Rook and Mystic, if someone was going to harm my children, I have the right to like take revenge of those people trying to hurt my kids.
Mhm.
Because in the wicked law, you're not allowed to hurt people. So I have to take a responsibility of my kids first before I even think about the religion itself. You get what I'm saying?
Yep, yep, I very much do.
It's like I have to put my kids before my religion. So it does not apply to me anymore. When I was single, it did. It makes sense. I was like, oh my, this doesn't sound that bad. But now I'm older and rereading it again. It doesn't fit with me no more. It doesn't resonate. I just have to think of my kids first, their safety.
Mm. And that's the good thing about spirituality, beliefs, and all that. Mold it to what works for you. It's no one size fits all, and it shouldn't be. Like that's what people have to that's what they have to sometimes remember. Like, just because this makes sense to someone else doesn't necessarily mean it's going to resonate or make sense to you. Like you said, when you had to go to church and all of that, it's like, this isn't for me. So I like that you are willing to say, this works, this does not work. I'm not going to follow this, or I'll follow this. And you make it yours. You make it work for you.
Religion always changes.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, religion always changes. Like before, I didn't have that much connection with Lucifer first, and now that I'm in Wicca, like I wanted to explore it, but I didn't know how I would go about it. And I did a tarot card reading like a couple of months ago, and it wasn't Lucifer at all. It came a different spirit, and my friend was like, "I don't think it's Lucy. I think it's Asmodeus." And then I was like, "Oh crap! I heard the name before,
Hmm.
but not in a million years. I was gonna be like, am I really going to work with that infernal spirit?" Because, like Mama Dragon was saying, most spirits will they will come to you in different seasons. When you're feeling sad, happy, they will show out of nowhere. Not in a million years I will actually be sitting here and be like, I'm going to be working with a demon of wrath and desire. That was not even my intention. My intention was to work with Lucy at first, but it didn't work out that way.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, like you said, it, if it's not for you at that moment, it's just something else is going to show up. That doesn't mean that you won't work with Lucifer. It's just right now you're not supposed to.
Well,
Um,
'cause you did a reading for me before, and you said that it's not like he's not around. It's just that maybe he's not ready for me. Because from what I heard, he wants somebody confident. And mind you, I'm not confident at all. I'm like a total wreck. I'm not confident. But for some reason, ever since I've been working with Asmodeus for 2 months, um, I could see the change, you know?
mhm. So here's a fun fact about me. I don't remember any readings I do for people.
What? No, that's gotta be a lie. That gotta be a lie.
No, it's very, very difficult for me to remember readings that I do for folks. Like, usually, maybe the longest I'll recall is a day, unless it's something very, very unique. I go blank, so I'm just like, yeah, sure, okay, I guess I said that.
Well, but you did tell me that I had more than one spirit, and you couldn't really tell which one it was. Then I said, "Is it Lucifer? Is it who is it?" You're like, "I don't know. I just have to like do a session with you one day." But you said I had more than one. I think one or two spirits around me, but you didn't even know which one it was.
Yeah, so that sounds about right. But before we jump deeper into the working with Asmodeus and all of that, let's go back to the paranormal side of things with your investigations and all that. What is, or what, yeah, what's a very memorable location that you went to that is like, I will never forget this, apart from, the kids pushing the car?
Okay, so I used to work. Well, I still work in a nursing home, but in my old job, there I was in this long hall that basically the place used to be a hotel. And underneath the hotel, they had a morgue. Don't know why they had a morgue in a hotel, but they did. And they fixed the place up, right? So this long hall that I went to, like in my days off, I would have gone there. Nobody's there. And I decided to do an EVP session. Mind you, I was just there putting my spirit talker there and asking questions. And in the end of the hall, it says morgue. Mind you, I didn't even ask if there was a morgue there. The spirit just automatically said morgue. So I go straight down the hall. And when I went straight down the hall, one of the rooms from the nursing home is cold. It's colder than basically almost like a freezer, okay? But it's like an empty room, there's a bed and a table and TV, but it was like almost like you were in a refrigerator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the lady, "Hey, who's staying in that room?" She's like, "Nobody." What? I said, "It's fucking cold." And the lady said, "Oh, that used to be a morgue." I was like, what? And mind you, remember the spirit talker said it was a morgue, right? And it kind of resonated with me. I was like, okay, so this it was true. This place used to be a hotel. But mind you, what they didn't tell me was people in that hotel would kill like people who are poor and they would ship them into the morgue and put people in ashes. Like they would just leave them there, turn on the because they used to have like a what's it called ash thingy was called. You cremate, yeah,
like a
cremate people.
furnace type thing.
That's
I know what
furnace,
you're
but
talking
they
about.
also had the morgue side too, and they will put people there. And I was like, this is the most craziest thing because I didn't even know this. And that was like the most craziest thing for me because, mind you, I'm afraid of morgues. Like, I don't like being there. I get like really weird out. And if I'm gonna die, I'd rather be in a, you put me in ashes. I don't want to be in a casket or anything. I'm afraid of like being in a morgue itself. But the energies feel so bad that you could be sick. But I had to leave that job because the energy there was bad. So now I'm in a new location, and the spirit's there too, but it's not as bad. Not like the
Okay.
other place.
Okay, good. That's wild. Like, what the heck?
That place, like I said before, it used to be a hotel because it's close to the freeway, right? And people when they're in the freeway, they want to like go to a hotel and chill, right? Well, they tear it down and made it into a nursing home. Mind you, people who live there as a nursing home don't want to be there because there were a lot of death in that location. That's what I got from the EVP session that I had.
Yeah, that's too freaky. Forget that.
Yeah, that's a freaky one. I would not go back there.
I don't blame you. No sane person would go back. Uh-oh, did I
Yeah,
lose you? Oh, there you are.
yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm just listening to you.
Okay, yeah, no sane person would ever go there. I mean, but then I guess paranormal investigators aren't very sane, but you are also working oh no, forget that noise. Forget that.
I mean, like I said, if I had to get a job that I would like, I would have become a paranormal investigator full time. But sometimes when you have to be a paranormal investigator, you can't freak out. That's one thing. You can't freak out. You can't let fear take over you. You either go for the kill or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Wait, did you
But
just
there's
say
times where
you said go for the kill?
yeah, just go for the kill. Just go ahead. Like you have to go ahead. You can't go backwards.
Okay, I
Just go.
mean, go for the kill. That's an interesting way of putting that. It's just
Yeah, I couldn't go back. So if I'm committed to something, I'm gonna go forward with it, even if I'm scared or like yeah, I need to find something. Like there's something there that needs to be known. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do. And do you think that your early days with investigating everything, do you think that woke up perhaps some sort of ESP in you where you can sense or feel certain energies?
Well, I've been having it for like all my life, so I don't see any difference. But I think
Oh,
it started it. I mean, like when I did investigation, it just smoothly, like slowly, it just catch on. But I always been like this. Like even when you go to the Dominican Republic, like I said, I'm from the Dominican Republic, so over there the energy is different than here because over there you go to like festivals where they celebrate death and you will feel like the energy of the spirits and it's not as bad as over here, you know what I mean?
hmm.
But the paranormal over there is very different. Like there was a location over there in Dominican Republic where um my grandma was about to pass, right? We didn't know when. She had cancer, and that day I had a dream. I dreamed that my grandma was like telling me that she was gonna go, but mind you, she's still alive. So I had a dream with my grandma in the dream. And the next thing you know, when I woke up, she was already gone. So it awakened my senses like higher ever since my grandma died.
Yeah.
And I've been doing paranormal ever since.
Holy cow. That's one way of opening up. Jeez.
Yeah, she had a cancer, dementia, and like she will she will tell you, like she will sit me down talking about how she sees the angels, and the angels telling her that she's gonna go soon, but it's not right now.
Hmm.
And that same day, we were all going to sleep in a little small little area, and I fell asleep. In my dream, I was dreaming about my grandma. Like we were just having a conversation, and when I woke up, my mom just tells me that she died. I'm like, holy crap! That's like the most craziest thing I ever experienced.
Yeah. So, okay. That's wild, but you got that ESP thing. I mean, some call it a gift. Sure, if you want to go down that route, but
I don't call it a gift. I don't really call it a gift. It's just like something that you just have. Like
yeah.
it's not a gift or a curse. I just think it's something that you have and you have to deal with it. It's basically how I see it.
That's probably the best way of seeing it. Otherwise, you would go insane.
I don't have the gift like Bonnie does. She's amazing with it because she knows how to tune in and communicate, and she's not afraid to just have a conversation with spirits. I sometimes can have conversation, but it depends with what or with who.
Well, to be fair, Bonnie was trained before I think his name was Chuck Murphy. I'm not sure, but
I think you said last time, yeah, I remember.
yeah, but she was trained before that. It was pretty bonkers and all of that. So I'll give her credit, of course, but at the same time, she took some pretty major steps, and that's all anyone really needs to do is take those steps so you can get things under control and understand it a bit more. And I'm pretty sure if you were to find a mentor or something like that, you would have everything under control and then some. If you ever get the lotto numbers, feel free to share them with me.
Well, like I said, I'm not trained. It just like I just go by the flow. I'll feel things here and there, and if I don't feel anything, I'm like, oh, okay, it's okay to move forward. But if I like literally feel something or smell something that I've never like experienced before, then I'll have to get out of it.
Yeah, no, I get you. Sometimes, well, no, you know what? That's also being smart, and you're listening to your instinct saying this is off, get the heck out. So, that's smart. Sometimes you don't want to be too foolhardy because it kicks you in the butt.
Like when I go to a cemetery, I always ask permission first. That's number one, and also leave them an offering. So, like in every pagan Wiccan community, they believe if you leave an offering in a cemetery, the gatekeepers of the spirits will know that you're there to just walk in through, and you're not there to cause harm or disturb the peace, right? So
Hmm.
you leave a penny in the front of the gate, and then you just move forward. That's a sign of respect. So I always do that. Um, because I don't want to go to a location where they feel threatened by me or disrespected because I'm in a location that they don't want me to be in.
Sadly, oh gosh, sorry, I'm bumping the mic and everything. Sadly, not enough people do that.
Yeah, like I said, even if you practice any kind of religion, like I'm an advocate for when it comes to spirits, infernals, angels, whatever you want to believe in, right? Or even fairies. The number one thing for me is like I was telling everybody, I like to show respect. Just because I don't know your spirit that you're working with doesn't mean that I cannot show respect in their presence, right? Because I don't want to offend. The least I want to do is offend. Because whatever I say might sound back to them, and whatever they say might sound back to me. There's
Mhm.
like a miscommunication there, right?
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing for me. I always been that person that be like, if you're gonna talk bad about, for example, Lucifer, at least back it up what you say, but remember, he's gonna get you. Just because you don't see him doesn't mean he's not gonna get you. Maybe
Well,
in the next life, maybe next week or something. But you have to be respectful.
I don't know about him coming to get someone if they were disrespectful or whatever, because
But you wouldn't know. That's the thing. You wouldn't know if a spirit, like for example, if he could offend this for his honor, he's not there to defend himself. But how would you know he's not going to do it?
You
You
don't
know what I'm saying?
know, but at the
Or
same
like if you defend
time,
Aries, that's my belief. Like if you defend, like disrespect the Aries, right? And you know he's the god of wrath, you don't think he's gonna get pissed off that you literally insulted him in his name?
well,
Just because he's a spirit doesn't mean he
that's the
cannot.
thing. Will they actually care? That's
You know,
more.
I'm like the advocate. Like when you really talk bad about a spirit, it just disappoints me because you don't know their story, you don't know their religion, um, their past. You don't know what the struggle that they went through. Like why they're this famous for the first place. Maybe they were their history was bad, but they're trying to be forgiven. Now that's the thing with me. I think about all the kind of stuff. And I don't want to go into a domain where I'm insulting them in their name without knowing anything about them. You know?
Yeah, I can understand. For me, I see it as most probably don't care because it doesn't really affect them. Like, I mean, yeah, you want to be respectful and everything, but if you truly don't believe in something or whatever, then there's no real power behind your words of being disrespectful. It's more so coming
Yeah,
from a place of ignorance.
but you also have to remember they've been so demonized for so long, they're getting sick of it. Like I think even the infernals are getting sick and tired of people demonizing them for so long that humans never take accountability for their own actions and what they're doing. They're blaming stuff on the spirit. And it gets tiring. Even Hollywood is taking, for example, stuff of the Infernals where they never do actual research. Like I just the other day I was watching Hereditary, I think it was, with King Pyman, right?
Hmm.
And they got everything wrong about King Pyman. I'm like, how are they how are they making so much money of this movie without doing backstory on this infernal spirit?
Well,
It's just mind blowing to me.
you got to remember, it's not about King Payment. It's not that. It's just they're looking at entertainment, and that's a known name among occultists. And it hurts people who know it's annoying to them, but people who don't know, they don't care. They just see a scary movie. And that's why, and then this is something, it's just human nature to put blame on something else, someone else. But from my personal beliefs, I don't think they really care because why would they? It's honestly not hurting them, and you adapt. If you don't adapt,
Yeah,
then
true,
you lose
true.
out.
That's very true.
But that's just my view. Like if I were dead or spirit and all powerful, whatever, and someone's like, oh, yeah, they made a scary movie about you, but they got all the facts wrong. And so, I mean, well, whatever. Like what does that really do? But at the same time, I understand where you're coming from. And it's like, please get the information straight. Like be respectful. These
Yeah,
beings
if
are
you're
real.
doing a movie of Mortal Kombat, for example, I'm just gonna make Mortal Kombat. If you're making a movie about Mortal Kombat and you make the Mortal Kombat movie and you're not doing the proper research of each character, you know it's gonna flop. You know it's gonna flop. It's gonna piss off a lot of people. It's kind of the same way if you're making a movie about an infernal spirit who's a king and you don't know nothing about him, but you just know his name. It's just insulting.
Yeah, I understand where it can be insulting, but I also see it as this is just entertainment, so sometimes you just got to laugh about it and move on, and
True.
then the other best thing you can do is not partake. Of course, you wouldn't know when you watch it, but now that you do know, and if they make a part two or whatever, it's like, I'm not going to partake in this. I don't like it. I think this is wrong. That's, but that's how I am anyway, because
Yeah, I
I
understand.
can
It's
be
just I'm
very
very,
stubborn.
like I said, I'm a very advocate person when it comes to like spirits in general, even the Greek gods and Roman god or whatever, right? I'm a very advocate because if you're gonna do a movie about a spirit or book, do the research. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I can understand that. And let's talk about how the switch happened from, I guess, paranormal investigation to you becoming the paranormal witch. Like
Oh, okay.
so,
So the paranormal witch part, well, like I said, I'm in a Catholic family, and I was dabbing to different religions after I left the Catholic Church, and I was going through different uh, religion. Nothing stick to me. And then I had a friend named Megan in middle school who I didn't know she practiced Wicca, and she gave me this red book. I can't remember the name. And for some reason, when I read the book, it resonated with me, and I kind of understood like the spells, the traditions. It's almost felt like I was belong there for some reason,
mhm.
and it just sticked. And I decided to do the research and actually do it. Just do the work.
That's interesting. The key thing you said there was do the work. So many people don't do the work. They just want the magic power without the understanding.
Yeah, because like when I read the book, it's the main thing, important thing to me was like how traditional it was, and how like you take when you're working with spirits or anything, you have to take it really seriously. And you have to believe in yourself, mind you. When you're doing magic, you always have to believe in yourself. And that's what I liked. And back in the day, like the witches movies were popular, like The Craft, Practical Magic,
Hmm.
Hocus Pocus, like it was a thing. But I didn't see magic because of that. It's just because it resonates so well with me. And I wanted to be a witch. I wanted to be a healer. Like that was my calling. I know for some people it's not that important, but I wanted to do that.
Now, um, with being a healer, what exactly is that? What does a healer do?
Well, okay, so a healer in the Dominican Republic is okay. You in the Dominican Republic, when you have a healer, they come to your house and they will do a divination reading, like all witches do. They do a divination reading. They ask you certain questions, and if you come to them like, "Yeah, I got a stomach ache," and then you do the reading, and they're trying to find out where you have the pain, right?
Hmm.
And they'll be like, "Okay, so you have the pain here, here, here. Come back. I'll give you this remedy, and you come back in 2 weeks, and you tell me if you feel better. If that doesn't help, we'll come up with a different divination, and we'll figure out what it is." That's what a healer does. It's almost like a doctor, but a spiritual doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You see, I'm happy I
And
asked because my stupid butt, I'm over here thinking about The Exorcist or
well,
something just like, be gone!
in
Her
Dominican
spirit.
Republic, they study voodoo, right?
Hmm.
Dominican voodoo, and it's very different from the United States or West Africa because over there they study with Catholicism. I would have got that route, but there's only one thing about it. You have to be initiated and you have to know somebody to be in like the ceremonies, go like the spiritual bath and stuff. And for
Yeah.
me, I was like, I was not meant for it. I mean, I love my motherland. I wanted to do this stuff, but it was too much. And the
y-
only thing that could resonate with me was Wicca at the time. So I stick through it.
Yeah. And the thing with voodoo is when you're in a family, that's it. You are in that family and it's no turning back.
Yeah, it's they take it really seriously. The priestess is called Mama, and then the priest is called Papa. So it's like that's the voodoo interpretation of the priestess and our priest over
Oh,
there.
oh, that's
But they take
interesting.
their yeah, they take their job literally. So they have the 12 divisions. I just read the book today. That's how I knew. I think 21 divisions. I'm sorry, 21 divisions. And they study with the deities of the West African deities, right?
Hmm.
And but they do mostly healing and spiritual bath and protection wards and all that stuff. And that's what I really wanted to do. But you have to know somebody to be actually accepted. So you can't just do it on your own. I mean, you can, but it's not going to feel the same.
Okay. So I don't know much about Dominican Republic voodoo. I know about Haitian and I know over there.
Yeah, it's very different from Dominican.
Yeah, I
Right.
know over there the male and female priests, they're known as Mambos and Ungans, and then you
Yeah,
have
and in the
the
Dominican Republic, they call Mama and Papa. It's
okay.
a
And then you have, of course, the Bokors, who aren't technically ordained, we'll say, and they'll do some of the
right,
bad
right.
stuff. But okay, that's really cool. Learn something new.
Yeah, it didn't fit with me, so I was like, "Well, I can't do that." So I just studied Wicca. I mean, it's the closest thing that I could get. So I was like, "I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna take it."
Yeah, so that's good. You go with what works for you, not what's right in front of you. You know, it's always another choice. And again,
Yeah,
they have to remember that you have choices, and just because this doesn't fit, it doesn't mean the next thing won't, or so on and so forth.
exactly.
You know, it actually reminds me of a couple of people who say they're not special in any way, which I mean, technically no one is special, but for this example's sake, we'll say that everyone is special in some way. And they believe that they're not. And it's like, no, that's just not true. You haven't run into your thing, whatever it may be. You know, it's billions, trillions, gazillions of whatever out there. It's something for everyone. It's just finding it can be such a pain. And
Exactly. Like I said, it just came upon me. It's not like I was like, uh, it just came up on my hand or anything. It just I saw it and I took it. But I'm not gonna come out here and be like, "Oh, I know it all. I know everything I need to know about Wicca." No, I'm not like that. I'm not gonna say I know everything. I could say I could look it up for you. I'll get back to you, but I'm not gonna say I'm an expert because there's no such thing. Every witch, every person will know something here and there, but they can learn and they can do that.
yeah, it's always someone who knows more. But there's always someone who knows less as well, who thinks they know everything, and then you gotta give them the evil eye and slap them.
Yeah, yeah,
So, you know, we've all come across a few folks like that, I'm sure.
yeah. Few people.
So let's jump to working with spirit. Now, did this just happen overnight, or
No,
it was
well,
a
when I
process?
read the book, like I said, when I read the book, um, there was one name that came through, and it was Aphrodite. And at that time, I was like 14, 15, and I was boy crazy, and I wanted to experience, that connection. You know how every girl wanted to experience that connection with a dude, and I wanted to work with Aphrodite because apparently she is the love goddess, and I wanted to experience it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, for me, such a naive child, I didn't realize that also Aphrodite can be jealous of people's beauty.
Oh
And
yeah.
you have to be specific on what you're asking when it comes to love, in my opinion. I don't know about anybody else, but in my opinion. So I asked her to find me a love. Okay. Let's say right before I graduated from high school, I met my ex husband. Mind you, I asked for love, right? I asked for love, right? But I wasn't specific. I said I want a nice guy. I want him to be nice, and I want to, be have a nice family or whatever. Yeah, she gave me that. But with one thing, I didn't even know that he was a bad dude. You know, so you have to be specific when you're asking Aphrodite or any kind of spirit because she will give it to you, but it's not what you're gonna want, right? So that that was like a situation I had to go through. That I had to learn the hard way.
Yeah,
Because she
that's
gave me the love, and I was happy, and I had the kids and everything, but the relationship didn't last only for 3 years, and I crumbled. But when I crumbled, I was in depression, and I stopped working with Aphrodite, and after that, like, I didn't know how to get back to Wicca because I was in a mess, and I had to take care of 2 kids by myself, and You know who saved me from all that? You want to know who saved me?
Ooh.
Arias and Mystic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because at that time, Arias was doing his own podcast, right? He was going from the very beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was scrolling one day and he was doing a live or something saying that, you know, I hate to say her name, Linda wanted to challenge him into debate. And out of nowhere, she refused the debate and he needed a moderator. And that's how I became his moderator. But he saved me from what I was going through because I was basically was going to give up. And he said, "Don't worry." He did a reading on me. He said, "Don't worry, you're going to get through this." And he was right. Like, I might not agree with anything Adia said sometimes, but he was right. He saved me. Mystic and him saved me. And after that, I got the kids, I had the house, I had the car, and he was gone. Like, whatever Adia said worked.
All right, right on. Wow, that I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like Arias could be like he's a cool guy. Like he's the coolest guy. Yeah, you might not agree with everything he's saying. Maybe he will get a little political here and there. Everybody would, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was going through it, and he really, really like saved me at that time. And I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for Mystic and Aries.
So that's really, really cool. So I had no idea about that. So you again, you gave me some behind the scenes exclusive story here. So, well, everyone's going to hear it. So, yeah, people are going to be flattered.
I mean, like I said, that also Mystic was the one also who encouraged me to do the blog. At first, I did it for fun and giggles, like, oh yeah, it's not gonna get anywhere. But he basically said, "Why don't you just do it? You might enjoy it." And he was right. I kept writing Seven Spirits, Dark History, or little simple things here and there. But yeah, both of them like encouraged me, right? And also wrote too because he was there too.
That's really awesome. And going back to Aphrodite for a moment, yeah, she's an interesting one, we'll say. Technically, she is my patron goddess if we go with the Taurus thing, technically. But I would say instead of working with Aphrodite, maybe if you're looking for love in a relationship sort of way, Persephone might be the better choice.
You're not the first person who told me that. You're
Yeah.
not the first person who told me that. That's the craziest thing. I don't know who told me, but you're not the first person who said that.
Yeah. I mean, because we have to remember, number one, Aphrodite hates her husband and she cheats on him all the
True.
time. And then the one person that she was truly in love with, Adonis, he died, and that
Then she
just
fell in love with
completely
Aries.
wrecked her. And she's kind of a horn dog as well. So it's like, I don't know about you. Maybe if you want to get laid, but
But that's why she gets along so well with Aries, because that was her man. Aries was her man. The God of War, that was her man. Yeah, he might have another chick on the side, but that was her man.
yeah. So, but I think Persephone would be a better choice. Like, despite how she and Hades got together, they actually are a good couple, and he truly loves her and vice versa. And she's a lot calmer. And
Yeah, she is. From what I've known, a lot of people who work with her, she's very calm.
yeah, so and yeah, so just for future reference, or if you don't want to use the Greek pantheon, let's jump on over to Norse, and you can't go wrong with Freya.
Freya's good one too. I haven't worked with her yet, but I've been doing research on her and she's awesome too.
Yeah, Freya is really cool. Just don't get on her bad side because she is a warrior goddess as well, and
Yeah, she's
you know,
super quick off. Yeah.
but I have nothing but good things to say about Freya. But that's interesting. You started with Aphrodite first, though. I never would
Yeah,
have
she's the first
suspected that.
goddess that I I adapt. And then, like I said, when I was married with my ex-husband and atheistic mystic of like inspire me, I was working with Akate. And with Akate relationship with me and her, it was not permanent. It was like temporary.
Mm-hmm.
And she also helped me along the way. Yeah, I was struggling because I was trying to like force myself to literally adapt to what I was doing. I don't know if I was doing a good job or not, but he helped me along the way. And then out of nowhere, here I am working with as lawyers, which I'm not mad at it, but literally the person I wanted to work with was Lucifer.
Uh-oh, you cut out. Say that again.
I said I was working with Akate, and then out of nowhere, because it was in a permanent thing, it was a temporary thing,
Mm.
and then a year or two later, now I'm working with Asmodeus, which I'm not mad at it. I just wish I was working with Lucifer, who I really wanted to work with and have a relationship with.
Well, it's just not time for Lucifer just yet. But what is it like with Asmodeus? How does his energy feel? How does he come to you?
Like I said, my friend, she was doing a reading on him. Well, not on him. She was doing a reading on me, and I didn't know she knew anything about Asmodeus or Asmodeus, if you want to call him. I didn't know if she knew anything about him, but she said, I think you need to work with Asmodeus. Try him for like a 3-day trial because he wants to work with you. At first, I was like skeptical. I was like, bro, stop joking with me. There's no way I'm going to be working with the god of lust. Come on, get out of here. You're just playing with me. She's like, no, he really wants you to work with him. Why don't you do a divination on yourself and see? So I did, and I did the pendulum because I asked you a long time ago if pendulum I could work, I could speak with spirit with pendulum. You said yes. And then I did that, and I did automatic writing as well, like with both, like pendulum and automatic writing at the same time. And yeah, and he came through and he said he wanted to work with me, and I had to do research on him. So I bought a book called The Lore of Asmodee, and it goes in depth into his history. And it kind of makes sense because I was also resonating with Lilith. And I didn't know Lilith was his consort. So the connection was there. Like, okay, maybe this is a sign. You know what I mean? Maybe this is a sign because I also had a like, like how you say, I could understand like Lilith's pain too. I was like, maybe this is what I need to go, the direction I need to go, and I just took it. I said, let's just go with the flow and see what happens.
Yeah, it seems to have so far worked out okay. Um, it can always be worse, but it can always be better. Just,
Yeah. So I don't have an altar like everybody else. To mind you, I live with my parents, and they helped me raise my kids. So I have to respect their house. But what's funny, I have a funny story with that. Wanted to get him something. So one day I said, I need to get him an altar. So Mr. suggested that I should get a box. So I said, okay, I might get a box. I don't have a box here. So one day I was strolling around in, like Amazon because I wanted to buy like I think underwear or something. I don't know what I wanted to buy. And mind you, the thing got delivered that same day. You know what color the box was? It was red.
oh,
And I'm like, did he just plan this? Like, did he knew that I was gonna get him a box for him? Like, I think he already knew. And the box had like a picture, like that said desire on top of it, right? So I was like, okay, he wants this box for him. I didn't know what to put in the box as an altar. I didn't know what to get him. What do you get the king of hell? I don't know. What do you get him? So I decided, well, I will use ChatGPT and put a picture of him and myself as a unity, as like a teacher and student colliding with each other, you know?
mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. And I put it in the box, put his tarot card that says Asmodee on it, and put everything that I think he might like. And it worked, and he liked it, and approved it. So I was like, oh, this is interesting.
I mean, hey, whatever works.
I mean,
sometimes,
like, what do you really give a king that has everything, especially an infernal spirit? I
uh,
mean, I didn't want to give him something basic like a candy or yeah, that might sound nice, or like water or wine. I couldn't afford nothing like that. The only thing I could afford, because money is tight, was put a picture of us together as a symbol of unity and respect,
that,
And it
and
was.
you're also giving him something else, because even though he might be immortal and all knowledgeable and this and that, you aren't. And the most valuable thing we have is time, and you're giving him that. So, you're already giving him one of the most valuable things you can.
Yeah, and also what's funny is that since I have children, again, um, mind you, my kids don't know that I practice. They don't know anything of what I do. They just know I'm just mom. One day, the little one says, "Mom, I think Asmodeus wants you to light his candle." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, Mom, Asmodeus wants you to light his candle." I go, "How do you know Asmodeus?" He's like, "Oh, he's waving at me right now and smiling, and he wants you to turn on his candle." That's that's
Oh,
letting me
shoot.
know that he's around here. He's already in my home.
Yeah, that's a whole nother level right there. Holy shoot.
Yeah, and mind you, he's a his energy is kind of fatherly. So I understand that part. I appreciate he's very fatherly. He doesn't harm the kids at all. I mean, he could, but we have boundaries. And I try to show respect as much as possible. But that freaked me out. Like, my kid doesn't know nothing of Asmodeus at all. They don't even know how he looks like. But they knew his name, which is kind of freaked me out.
Yeah. I mean, boy, that here's reality. It's just been broken. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah. And I felt like I was in the fourth wall or something. Because, mind you, I didn't even say anything to the youngest. And I was like, oh, wow. That showed me that the kids have also the ability to actually see spirits and touch spirits. That was like the most freakiest thing.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that, because that's just so straightforward and in your face. And I mean, and then to say that,
Yeah, he would just he pointing at his, because I said I got a little red candle on my dresser. That's for him. There's no statue. There's nothing. Just an incense and his candle. And my son just points at the candle. He's like, "Mama, you need to turn on the candle. As Maurice want you to light his candle."
eh,
That would take me off guard.
I mean, I hope you did it.
Oh, of
But
course I did. I
yeah,
had to. Like, I don't want to ignore him. The only thing he doesn't like is when you ignore him. He
yeah.
doesn't like to be.
I mean, no one does, to be fair, but oh. So, what are some lessons that you've learned under Asmodeus?
Patience. I have to have a lot of patience because I'm the type that don't have patience. I don't like to wait long. I overthink, and I'm not very confident. So little by little, I have to be confident. Because like today, I had to really try not to cancel on you, because he was in my ear like, "Don't cancel, don't cancel, don't cancel." I'm here. I didn't cancel,
Thank
but
you for not
I
canceling.
yeah, but I wanted to gain the confidence. So here I am. So
Yeah,
that's one of the patience and confidence. That's the only two things that he's trying to teach me right now.
those are very important things, because it helps you. One leads into the other. If you're patient, that means you have enough confidence to wait for what you know is rightfully coming to you. And if you have confidence, then you can pretty much conquer the world.
Yeah, and mind you, we just worked together for 2 months, so 2 months and a half. I'm still like I'm a newbie at it, but I'm going there slowly.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if it's a temporary relationship. I don't know if it's like permanent. Don't know. Spirit could come and go when they want to.
uh I'm thinking this is going to be a permanent thing.
I don't know, like, I just go with the flow, like, but he has a great sense of humor too because, like, at first, like, what was it? The day before, I wanted to do, like, magic work, right? No, he didn't want me to do that. He wanted me to clean my car. I'm like, "Why am I gonna clean my car?" That's what I'm thinking. Why does he want me to clean my car? It's because he doesn't uh like mess in the car or in general in the house. Like he like everything neatly.
Oh God, he's a neat freak.
Yeah, he's I mean, it's kind of normal for a king. Like a king wants to see his palace clean, which it kind of makes sense. And I'm like, why does he want me to clean my car? Like, but also you got to remember, I go to work with him, come back to work from the house with him, play his music because I also made a playlist for him.
Hmm.
Most of the songs that he likes on the like when we're driving is basically like lustful songs. Okay, so I'm like, okay, last morning we're gonna play your song. That's all we play all day long.
Oh, wow. So, looking at it from a different spiritual perspective as well, a clean home, a clean car, it honestly it filters the energy where it's not dirty, damp, stagnant, and that honestly it gets you feeling better and it creates a really nice energetic flow. So, look at it that way as well cuz I'm pretty sure like when things are cluttered and just not in order, it can't drive you a little bonkers and your mind gets that way where it's just sort of cluttered and everything. And when it's nice, clean, neat, your mind is more at peace, you feel better, and it also looks like the space is bigger, which is kind of weird, but it is what
Yeah,
it is.
that's true. But like, it's just funny because I wanted to work like for him to teach me the like what I need to know about like the work of magic or whatever. No, he was like, not today. Today you're just gonna do your house chores and clean your car because it's a mess. I spent cleaning that car for half an hour in the sun, in the heat, 110 degrees, bro. But I got it done. It smelled nice, but I was like so exhausted. He doesn't like people to not do nothing. He wants you to do something.
Yeah, and that's part of the magic though.
True,
that's
yeah.
part of it. That's you learning where it's like, okay, so I don't have to be a lazy bum like Melvin all the time. I can actually get up and do stuff. And it goes a
You
long
do
way.
work, Melvin. You do work.
Oh no, I am very much a lazy bum. But away from that, you're learning without realizing you're learning because then when it comes to, we'll say a ritual, just as an example, those things are long. They can be rather monotonous and kind of boring, but you're putting in that work. It's like I already put 30, 40 minutes in, clean the car, and what you say in like 100-degree weather?
He's 110 degrees. Mind you, Texas weather is hot. Okay? Really
Yeah.
hot. Yesterday was like 110 degrees. It was so dry and hot, and you just don't want to go anywhere. But
So
it has the moment where it rains here and there, but not a lot.
yeah, so you're being taught discipline, if
Yeah.
anything, and that freaking matters, especially in the occult. If you're going to do some sort of spell or whatever, like discipline goes a long way, and you have to stay focused on the task at hand. You can't have a squirrel moment, as they would say.
Yeah, true. But it's like it's also long fact too. There's side effects of also working with Asmodeus. And from what I've been reading in his books, if you have like someone that you're interested in them, it depends on him if they like them or not. Okay, so from what I read in the book of the Lord of Asmodeus, he was in love with this girl named Sarah, who was going to marry this guy named Tobias. And before he killed all seven husbands of Sarah, and the only one that's left was Tobias. So Tobias' father wanted to find a way for Asmodeus not to kill him. So the archangel Gabriel came out of nowhere, told Tobias' father, "Hey, take this fish and give it to Tobias, so that when they have Sarah and him had the wedding night, Asmodeus will see this fish and he will disappear. So, according to now from the lore, Asmodeus doesn't like fish. He doesn't want to be near it. He doesn't like the smell. That's like the appropriate thing to give him. Okay.
Hmm.
But also, if you do have a significant other and Asmodeus doesn't approve, he will try to get rid of it. That's the only thing that's a side effect of like working with Asmodeus. He has to approve.
Yeah, that can be problematic. But I assume it's from a protection point of view. But at that's where you create your boundaries. That's where it's like,
Yeah.
no, this isn't gonna fly this way. I respect you. I like you. I understand what you're trying to do, but not like this.
But see, I've read like I said, I'm not in a relationship right now, so I'm good. Like I like my freedom and I like Asmodeus around and I like our relationship how it is. And I do set boundaries. But even if I did try to find a relationship, I want that relationship to approve Asmodeus. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like if the guy's gonna be with me, he has to accept all my world, not just one. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that's very, very understandable. So, and I agree with you. You gotta accept everything about someone if you like them. I mean, actually, you know what? I won't even say you necessarily have to accept it, but at least respect it and understand
Yeah,
that this is part of someone's life. You may not understand what they're doing and all that, and it's like, this isn't for me, but I respect it because it's a part of you. Then that's a bit different. Um, but yeah, so as long as you have your boundaries up, you know what you want, and you're not going to accept someone who at the very least won't give you that respect to your beliefs or what it is you're doing, then yeah, they can hit the road. Get out and out.
exactly. Yeah. I like everything the way it is now.
Yeah, well, now, because this is how you like it, watch someone pop up now and throw things in disarray.
Oh, let's not jinx it, Melvin.
I mean, it's
Let's
not a
not jinx.
jinx. That's usually how it happens. Someone's just gonna show up and be like, "Ooh, paranormal witch, baby. I've been waiting for you my
No,
whole
we're
life."
not gonna do that. No, no, no.
Now watch, it's
Paranormal,
gonna
no.
happen. It's gonna happen. You just watch.
In mine, but right now, like I said, the situation is a little rocky. I mean, I'm just taking the journey as I go. Because when I was younger, I rushed it. I wanted to be in a relationship. Didn't work out for 3 years. Here I am. So I'm comfortable doing anything by myself, independently, not not people coming around and disturbing my peace.
So, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think this is a good spot to end it.
Okay. Maybe next time I'll come back and say other stories.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That would be awesome. Uh, Paranormal Witch, thank you for joining me. And if people want to read your blogs or even just chat with you, how can they go about doing that?
Oh, they could go to Instagram, Lady Rose 819 on Instagram. I'm there every day posting dark history, ditties, and Wicca stuff in there.
Okay, and that link will be in the description below. And actually, you know what? Real quick, where did the name Lady Rose come from?
Okay, so Lady Rose is actually, I was going to name my daughter Rose if I had one.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to have a name because back then Instagram will let you have any name you wanted. And I put Lady Rose. So that little part right there mean a lot to me because I really wanted a daughter.
Okay, gotcha. My first co-host's name is well, that's not a real name, but that's her name,
It's
Rose.
a cute name.
What'd you say?
It's a cute name.
Yeah, so, but yeah, okay, cool. So got a little backstory lore there, but thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experiences and your stories with us. I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. This is like the first interview I ever had.
Well, the first of, I'm sure, many to come.
Well, my Instagram, just holler at me if you need me. Because I'll
Yeah.
be supplementing.
So, and remember, guys, that's in the description. And while you're there, feel free to click on Unexplained Possibilities social media. All of that's somewhere in there. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And remember, there are things that go bump in the night. Go ahead and tell them hi. Bye, everybody.